Down with this sort of thing. Careful now.
What is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going through a wildcard draft, which I believe is the most optimal draft for those who are wanting to wildcard in Game Week 26. This video will also do its best to try and plan a wildcard draft which takes into consideration the results of the FA Cup and how these results will impact the future game weeks. With the upcoming double Game Week 27 and the possibility of a blank Game Week 28 for Liverpool and United, it is important that we wait until the FA Cup has concluded for this week before we activate the wildcard chip. If you do find this video helpful, then please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know down in the comments whether you'll be wildcarding Game Week 26, and without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with my goalkeeper pair for the Game Week 26 wildcard, we have David Raya of Brentford and Danny Ward of Leicester. With Brentford doubling in Game Week 27 and 29, whilst also playing Fulham and Leicester in Game Week 26 and 28, Brentford assets look very appealing options to own. As I discussed in my transfer tips video, Brentford are within the top 10 for clean sheets this season and also ranked 14th for XG conceded. Many managers will currently own Kepa, and whilst Chelsea's upcoming fixtures aren't terrible, I believe Raya has a much higher upside than Kepa does for Game Week 26 onwards. I've also gone with Danny Ward due to his reliability and usefulness as a strong rotation option when he is needed. If you want a cheap goalkeeper option who will also play every week, then Danny Ward is the best option. Another strong goalkeeper option which you could consider on a Game Week 26 wildcard would be Aaron Ramsdale. However, as you will see later, there may not be an appropriate place for Ramsdale in this team. Moving on to the back line for this wildcard draft, we line up with a back three of James, Gabriel and Estepinha, with Trippier and Ben Mee on the bench for this week. Not much needs to be said about Trippier, regardless of how much Newcastle's defence has dropped off in recent games. In my opinion, Trippier is the only Newcastle asset you should now own, and is also a vital attacking point due to his high amount of chances created and the fact he's on set pieces. The same can be said for Reece James, who is the only Chelsea player which has made this wildcard draft. Chelsea assets are largely in a void due to their disappointing form at the minute. However, with James, you can cover any clean sheets Chelsea may get, whilst also owning a defender who has an incredible attacking threat when he is allowed to go forward. Gabriel is an obvious pick due to his consistency throughout this season. Ben Mee is also another important asset to own due to Brentford's upcoming double game weeks. If you go for players who are at risk of rotation, then you could miss out massively. With Mee and Gabriel, this chance is extremely small. Estepinha is the final defensive player in the squad, but is arguably the most exciting. Due to how Brighton play, their wingbacks are often heavily involved in the attack. With Brighton having strong fixtures in a double game week 27, I would recommend owning at least one Brighton defender, and Estepinha is arguably the best option if you want a defender who also has good attacking threat. The midfield of this wildcard draft also follows a similar pattern, as it contains 2 Arsenal players, 2 Brighton players and 1 United player. As I have already mentioned, all the teams have appealing fixtures ahead, including double game weeks for Brighton and United. The midfield for Game Week 26 lines up with Odegaard, Saka, Mitoma and McAllister as we look to attack Brighton's upcoming double game week 27. Both Saka and Odegaard are Arsenal's most dangerous assets and are must-owns if you wildcard in Game Week 26. I have also kept Rashford in the team due to his incredible form. Whilst he does blank in Game Week 29, Rashford is a fixture-proof asset and is worth holding until the end of the season. If you aren't a fan of having 2 Brighton players in your midfield, then I would recommend someone like Maddison instead. Whilst this may cause you to sell Rashford or downgrade elsewhere, Maddison is a good option as he plays in Game Week 28 and doubles in Game Week 29 whilst also being nailed and on set pieces. With this midfield, you're able to navigate the blank Game Week 28 whilst also being properly set up for the doubles in Game Week 27 and 29, which may be a good time to bench boost. Lastly, the attacking line has Kane, Haaland and Toney as a starting front 3 for the foreseeable future. Kane has been a player which has been talked about a lot in recent weeks as managers consider if he's really worth the price tag. My personal opinion is that Kane is almost an essential asset due to how consistent his returns are. For example, Kane has only blanked twice in his last 7 games. When a player is this consistent, there is no reason why you shouldn't own him. Haaland is an obvious member of the team, whilst Toney is one which is a lot more controversial. At the time of recording this video, Toney has admitted to the betting charges brought against him, but he has not been suspended as of yet. It is hard to say when his suspension will take place, however it could be before or after Brentford double. If this is a major concern to you, then I would recommend going for either Ollie Watkins or Iheanacho, as they both play in Game Week 28 and double in Game Week 29. Watkins is the more nailed option, whilst Iheanacho is the more differential pick. One of the main takeaways from this video is that the decision to wildcard should be solely based on your team's situation. There's no point wildcarding if your team is properly set up for the upcoming game weeks, even though a lot of other managers may be. I believe I can make 10 solid changes which would benefit my team, and that is why I'll most likely wildcard this week. That's going to do it for today's wildcard draft video. If you did find the video helpful, then please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel and let me know down in the comments below when you're planning to wildcard. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter at fplfatherted. Thanks for watching and good luck this game week.
Shut me out.